Okay, so got home a couple hours ago, ate some fruit and drank some water, and ate a sugar-free popsicle in hopes that some way or another it'll help. I can finally talk, but my nose is constantly running. Like it was running throughout the entire time at work, or almost the entire time at work, and that happened. I was like, no. So every time I would have to blow my nose, I would then have to wash my hands, and someone commented on a status, and I was like, no. So yeah, I just wanted to give you a heads up, because I didn't want you to be, I guess, ill prepared. Um, was is that one of the guys, yeah, he was like 35 or so. Anyways, about something else. But what was it? He was talking about scripture and what exactly was it? Basically, Jesus was not the actual Messiah. He's like, there's a little bit of truth in each religion. I'm like, thinking about it now, he is right. There is a little bit of truth in each religion. However, there's like there might be like, okay, treat others well. Hey, shoot, and like certain religions, I'm okay with that. Like, definitely. Um, and other things, or like I'm not sure exactly what other religions might say, but it's like treat others well, respect others. It's like, okay, yeah, I'm okay with that. But oh man. Anyways, and he was going on, and then I noticed that he sounded a little bit more urgent, and it's like, dude, chill. And it was because like I figured that I was like blowing my nose, and I was focusing on the cameras to my right. And I noticed he sounded a little bit more urgent than he did like a few minutes ago. And I was like, I'm not looking at, and I told him rather sharply, simply because I didn't ask him this, but I figured that was because I wasn't looking at him. I told him basically that I'm not looking at you because I need to watch the cameras to see if there's any customers coming in, since I can't blow my nose in front of the customers. And he's like, yeah, you're sick and you just want to go home and rest and relax. And I was like, can't sleep. And so I was rather firm. And looking back on it, I was like, maybe I could have been a little bit nicer and been like, okay, chill or something. I, even though I've noticed, like, I don't know, he sounds, uh, there are certain things that he could potentially improve on. Maybe his delivery, because he has a passion about what he believes. He doesn't believe in the New Testament, from what I can tell. He claims in being a Christian, but he doesn't believe in the New Testament. He just believes in the Old Testament. I'm just like, uh, huh? So yeah, I'm just like, nope. So yeah, so yeah, that he works at my job, usually mornings, but interesting guy. It's very interesting. Um, but yeah, I'll try and be kind when talking to him. It's like, hey, or like I just try to be nice, but maybe I can talk to him about how he presents his passion. Which, hey, if someone has a passion and it's not like harmful, if it's not harmful to others, and it's like, okay, go for it. But the way he does it sounds as though, or it's not quite people friendly, if that makes sense. So hopefully I can talk to him about it and be like, hey, I understand you have a passion about this. Definitely, hey, now I know how to like present it possibly. So yeah, simply so that it doesn't come off as just very mean spirited. So hopefully not. But yeah, work was good. Aside from having to go back every few minutes in order to blow my nose. Um, But yeah, I asked them when I got there, I was like, hey, do you I explained to them that I feel all right, like better than yesterday. I was like, I'm like my nose is constantly running, but I think I'll be okay. That was okay for maybe about an hour. And then after that, I was like, hey, my nose is running. Do you have someone to like take over? And she's like, you work until 11, like 11:30. I was like, yeah. And she's like, nope, you're closing the lobby. I was like, ah, okay. So yeah, I ended up closing the lobby, and I I got everything done. So for me, and I imagine you're pretty similar, is that you look more at quality over just, okay, I'm done by a certain time, even if the place is a mess and I barely got everything done. Um, that, yeah, it's quality over just trying to get it done at a certain time, which getting it done by a certain time is definitely important. So, like school deadlines and such, definitely very important. But if it's like work schedule, I prefer having everything done instead of just, okay, I'm done by a certain time. I hope that makes sense. Like, basically, I prefer to have everything clean and prepared for the next day versus finishing most stuff, but then not doing everything just so that I can get out of work by a certain time. So, um, that's like my nose. So yeah, that's definitely more of my view. I could definitely improve on time management, things like that, but um, hopefully when I'm not feeling ill. So yeah. But yeah, work was good. Oh, Thursday. I was working drive-through, and what was one of them? One lady, she had a pit bull, and I asked her what kind, or like what kind of dog it was, and she explained that it was red-nosed pit bull. I was like, oh, I love pit bulls. I told her I love pit bulls. I think they're like super affectionate and super sweet. And basically, I was like, yeah, people make them out to be bad because they like starve them and then fight them, like drug fighters do that. And she's like, yeah. And then she's like, yeah, my husband passed away February. She named a date. I was like, ooh, oops. But yeah, she explained that basically whenever her husband passed away in February, that her dog was there throughout it all, and she didn't want to cry as much and make the dog sad also, which I thought was very interesting. Usually, if it's a child, a person is looking at the child and acknowledging that, hey, we should be somewhat strong, just to keep the child from being an emotional wreck, basically. Oh, but I thought it was interesting that she thought of the dog, and she explained that basically she cried. I don't remember her name at all. Random customer going through drive-through. But she explained that basically she would go ahead and cry at night, and then the dog would come up and just like lay his head on her shoulder. It's like, oh, that's so sweet. And so, yeah, she just explained about that, how basically the dog has been her companion throughout this time. And thankfully, like, I was afraid that she was going to start crying right there because it was only February, March, April. It was like 2 months ago, 2.5 months ago. So I was afraid that she was going to start crying. Thankfully, she did not. So I'm definitely glad that the dog was there for her. I don't know his name, but I'm definitely glad that the dog was there just to provide comfort and be there for her, especially through a hard time, like losing your spouse of however many years. So, yeah. Um, so there was that, and then that happened yesterday. Yeah, yesterday, Thursday. Another interesting thing was that this guy going through drive-through, he, normal mail, and on the little, what was it, lock or locks on the door, you go ahead and push it down, and it locks the door inside of the vehicle. It actually had dice on the top, And I was like, that's really cool. And so I cheered up his day. I was like, yes. But yeah, they were actually really cool. They were a little black die on both sides of his trunk. And you push it down, it looked like, and it locks it. Pull it up, unlock, etc. It's like, that's really cool. So, yeah, thankfully today, Friday, was slow. So it wasn't too busy, which I was definitely very thankful for, considering my nose was like, no. So yeah, and then also Saturday, today now, technically, my dad and I will be going and watching Avengers Endgame, which I read the plot of already, and so I'm just like, what? No, naughty, no. Oh, naughty in Japanese is what? So I found that out on Naruto. So yeah, I was just like, no, like that can't happen. So yeah, I one thing that I wonder about is some of the characters that will. I'm guessing you more than likely have read the comic books on this. But my question is, what about these certain characters that have died, passed away, but in the comic books, it still continues on? So my question is, how do they come back? So yeah, like how do they come back and live the life according to the comic books? So yeah, um, that's my only question for future Avengers. And while I'm there, I definitely plan on bringing a blanket and tissue and a plastic bag. So yeah, that's my plan. And hopefully I'll be able to last all 3 hours. But yeah, I'm very excited about that. Yay. And then I have work tomorrow at 4. Ooh, 4 until 11:30. So hopefully I can last. No drinking tomorrow night for me. No. Oh well. And by the way, happy birthday. I hope you thoroughly have a wonderful birthday, that it's enjoyable, and that you make the most of it, and you do something that you want to do. Yeah, do something that you want to do. Simply because I don't know quite, like, exactly what you do or don't want to do. So, yeah. Um, but I hope overall that you enjoy it, that you have a wonderful time, and stay out of illegal stuff, whatever that may be. Um, Bank robbing, uh, blowing up a building, things like that. So yeah, I don't want to visit you in jail. So yeah, that would be very bad. So yeah, um, but I hope one day, one way or another, you have a wonderful time, especially on your birthday, your 29th. Yay! And I will talk to you later. I'm going to go to bed now. I'm tired. I've been tired for hours since I woke up, actually. But I hope you have a great day. Something positive happens. You enjoy life. You have some delicious food. And if you're up for it, some delicious dessert or maybe some healthy dessert and food, drink. Oh, yeah, have good drink. I hope that. I'm not sure if you want to spend time with friends or not with friends, but either way, I hope that you have a wonderful time. Have some good food, some good times, and I hope that you're doing well, your friends are doing well, your family's doing well. And then also, if there's anything you want to talk about, just let me know, and I'll be here. So yeah, and I'll talk to you later, probably after I'm done with Avengers. Yeah, we're going to the movie at 9 a.m. or the movie starts at 9 a.m. So it's fine after. But I'll talk to you later. Bye, Trey. I love you. Happy birthday.